Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing one thing that I really want to do for a long while, and that is the ultimate Big Nate character tier list. I say ultimate, there's like 25 characters on here, but these are 25 that I chose to be some of the most influential or well-known ones. So we're going to roll with that. And before you come on here, if you dislike one of my opinions, start talking like I don't know ball. Believe me, I know ball, okay? I know what I'm talking about, alright? We're gonna go in order, I guess. We're gonna start off with Gina. Gina, she's okay. I don't think she's that spectacular. She's a good counterpart to Nate, and I like their little chemistry. That's not chemistry, like the back and forth, like the two stern forces kind of biting against each other. I think she's a good kind of like arch character to him, while also still having like her own weaknesses and her own mental blockage as she kind of goes throughout the series. I think Gina's really good. I'm gonna put her in good though. I'm not gonna put her in awesome. Certainly not goated, because she's not that. She's not the top 5 or anything. She's good. Arthur is simply okay. I think this whole thing with the accent and being from out of country is really funny, and I do like that he took Ginny from Nate. That was a pretty funny storyline. I know the comic where Nate and Ginny are separated because Ginny's moving away and Ginny walks away with Arthur, but not Nate. That was really sad. That was crazy. But I think Arthur's a great character. He's really funny. I think most of his dialogue and most of his humor comes from the fact that he just doesn't speak English very well. So he'll kind of struggle to fit in with that kind of thing, and he'll just say some random crap, and it's like, okay, cool. Let's see. Art teacher. What's his name? Lock it. I need to Google it. Please hold. Art teacher in Big Nate. Mr. Rosa. Oh my God, I knew that. Okay. Hi. Just a little editor's note. This is solely based off of the books and not the Big Nate TV show. I have not watched the Big Nate TV show. For one, because it just looks kind of bad and I just haven't gone around to it. So keep that in mind. All of the rankings that I'm about to say are based entirely off of the books, and more specifically the comic books, just because that's what I go back to more often. Okay. Just wanted to point that out. Bye-bye. I'm stupid. Okay. Mr. Rosa, he is awesome. He's not goated, but he's really good. Probably the best of the teachers, or actually, I don't know. I think all the teachers are really good. But I think Mr. Rosa especially, he's really funny. He's great. He's pretty much kind of like the straight man within the group, I guess, when Nate and them are there. Mr. Rosa, he's great. He's a good influential figure to him. And I think when he's working in the ice cream shop during the summer, and Nate and them come in and they're kind of going back and forth on that, I think that's really funny. So Mr. Rosa, he's great. And then Big Nate himself, obviously he's going to go and goated. That's really not a surprise to anybody. He's the whole character's the main thing is around him. He's really funny, he's really snarky and humorous, and all the back and forth between him and literally every other character in this entire series is really funny and executed really, really well. I love Nate. He's great. The whole meme online that's kind of circulating of ginormous Nathaniel Gigantus Nathan, it's so funny. I think it's the stupidest thing. Big Nate, he's great. On to Daphne. Is gonna get hate. Daphne is awesome. Daphne is a great character. I really like Daphne. She's really funny. She's really cool. She starts off as kind of just the shy. She's the lab partner to Nate because Gina wants to be with Chad, so Daphne and Nate switch. So Daphne is with Nate and all that jazz, whatever. But then Nate and Daphne, they kind of have a little thing going for a little while, and Daphne's great. She's just super funny. She's a great character. I think the beef that sparks between Nate and I'm trying to think of his name. I forgot his name, but it's a dude who also wants Daphne, and Nate and him kind of fight over it, and then Daphne and Nate get together. I think it's great. I think it's a great character arc. I think it's super funny and super awesome. Daphne is really good. I think she's awesome. Ginny, keep it a buck. Ginny is just whatever. Her whole thing for most of the series is just kind of be yeah, I know Nate likes me. I don't give a fuck. It's okay, dude. All right, let's whatever. I mean, she's not bad. She doesn't have any definitively bad moments, but I will say for the most part, kind of just mid. She doesn't really have anything that necessarily stands out to me. Just kind of there. And I get that she's the love interest for Nate for most of it, but it's Nate goes back and forth between a lot of people, so she doesn't really ever stick out in a way, I feel like. Miss Godfrey, she's okay. I think she's really good. I think she's really funny. I think as I've kind of grown up, I've found Miss Godfrey a lot more funny. I just think that her humor is pretty good. I think that just her stern but still really funny moments are pretty big. I think she's great. Math teacher, I want to say her name is Miss Clark. That could be wrong. I'll correct it if I am. But she's just okay. I think all the teachers for the most part besides Mr. Rosa are all good. not fabulous. They all do what they need to do pretty well, and none of them are necessarily spectacular, but they're all really funny, and they all kill the strips or the scenes that they're in because they're all just such fleshed out good characters. Going on to Coach John, he's whatever. His whole thing is kind of just being a dickhead. You know, the dickhead coach, you know, stereotype. He plays that role pretty well, and he's pretty funny. Let's see, Mr. Staples, who is also a math teacher. Okay, no. I lied. Clark is English teacher. I lied. I apologize. Mr. Staples is the math teacher. I actually think he's really good. I think his dry humor is really, really funny, and I think he's usually executed really, really well in most of his scenes. Okay, Teddy. Goated. You're gonna find, I think Teddy is the best character in all of Big Nate. I think that his dry humor is freaking hilarious. He doesn't ever have any like scenes or comic strips that's like solely on him. But he's usually there. Like he's always off to the side, kind of just doing whatever with Nate. He has this one, I call it like the Big Nate smirk face. I'll put a picture on it on screen. It's like where he kind of looks at the camera. It's like the fourth wall break while Nate and whoever are doing whatever random crap, and he's kind of like, all right, whatever, man. I think that is the funniest thing. And other characters do it, but nobody does it as well as Teddy executes it. And I don't know if that sounds crazy, but it's hilarious. Teddy kills every scene he's in. I really don't remember this dude's name. I know it sucks, but he's the soccer coach. But he's good. He's okay. I'm going to put him in whatever just because he just really doesn't do a whole lot besides just kind of be there. I do think he is better than Ginny and Coach John, though, so I'll give him the edge on that. But for the most part, kind of just whatever. The grandpa, he's pretty funny. I'll put him in okay, but he's very funny. I think that him and his wife's dynamic, we'll kind of put them together. They're both okay. We'll put them both in the same tier. They kind of just bounce off each other really well. They're only really in the same scenes together, so it works out for the most part because they're just really funny. And it kind of makes sense how they're Big Nathaniel's grandparents because they're just kind of similar. Snitsy, keep it a buck. I'm putting Snitsy in whatever. He's a dog. He's a stupid dog, you know, stupid dog does stupid things. He's funny a little bit, but he does get very old, I can't lie. But he's not a bad character. Why is Miss Godfrey in here twice? Why did I just notice that? I don't know. Anyways, what's this dude's name? Peter? He's whatever. Keep it a buck. He's boring. Nothing really to speak about. He's that really smart, nerdy little kid who's smarter than Nate. I will say, there was a scene in one of the comics where, like, Peter's trying to be smart, doing his own thing, whereas Nate is like supposed to be Peter's tutor, and Peter's all like, oh, whatever, I don't really care. And then Nate kind of gets him to start reading some stupid, some funny, and they bond over that. I think that's fantastic. That was really good. Anyways, Francis is awesome. He's not goated, he's not big three, but he is great. Francis is spectacular. I really like Francis. He's really funny. He doesn't have quite like just the dry humor that Teddy does, but I do think he does have that more like broad, nerdy humor that kind of works really well. But Francis, he's great. All three are like the main boys. They all kind of bounce off each other really well, and I think it works really well. Let's see, Uncle Todd, that could be his name, that could be wrong. I'm putting him in whatever. You know, he's kind of just mid. And actually, as I'm looking at this bottom tier, I will raise Ginny and the coach up. That was unfair. These four are definitely worse than those two. But anyways, the uncle, his whole thing, he's not there a whole lot, but he's just kind of the slob uncle, the lazy uncle. He does have some funny back and forth between Nate's dad and the uncle. I think that's pretty good. But for the most part, all of his scenes are just kind of whatever. School picture guy. Oh, he's so funny. I love school picture guy. All of his scenes, he steals. He's great. I love Nate and school picture guy's dynamic. I think those are really funny together. And yeah. Miss Szezgarski, I have no idea how to say her name, but she's whatever. She doesn't have a whole lot of screen time. She's really only there when Nate gets detention. But it is really funny watching how they kind of bounce off each other and how everything between them it does kind of develop over time. Like you can, like as the comics and the books progress, you can see them kind of get closer. Mainly in the comics because that's not as big of a story in the books, but still. Ginny, Nate's sister, she's good. She's funny. She's great. She doesn't do a whole lot, but whenever she's there, she's executed really well, and I think she's really funny. Same with the dad. Really good. I'll put him at the top of good. I think he's so funny. All the scenes that he is in, he steals, and he does a fantastic job. He's so funny. I keep saying scenes they're in that they steal, like they're actors. These aren't actors. These are drawings on a book. I don't know. It's such like a... I'm ranting. I don't know what I'm talking about. But they're both fantastic. They both do a really good job, and I think they're really funny. The dad, his whole humor is so funny. It's kind of like, you know, he's just like the dad. Like Nate's kind of like, oh, I don't want to be like you. And then whenever the dad, he'll send Nate some bum-ass school lunch. Not school lunch. He'll send him like bum-ass lunch. Like the egg salad crap. I don't know. I think it's so funny. Dee-dee is awesome. Dee-dee is so funny. Keep it a buck. Dee-dee is big three. Dee-dee's big three. Dee-dee is great. She's so funny. Her whole thing of being like the theater kid. She's super funny. Her dialogue is hilarious. She steals every scene that she's in. I said that like a million times, but Dee-dee is hilarious. I'm gonna move Francis to the top of this, but Dee-dee is so freaking funny. Principal Nichols, he is awesome. He is hilarious. All of his scenes is fantastic. His back and forth between kind of the whole school, but he's got to be like a little harsh on everybody because he's the principal. You know the Teddy face I was talking about? Principal Nichols does a fantastic Teddy face. Those two nail it. They do the Big Nate smirk perfectly. They'll kind of look at the camera, do the, wow, look at these goofballs, that face. It's so funny. I love it. Chad is good. He's not awesome. I know a lot of people who would say he's goated. Slow down. Chad is not goated. He's funny in the books. I think it's like maybe the 6th or 7th book. He kind of has the whole thing where he has to wear like a butt ring for like half the book because he like sprains his butt. That is hilarious. That's the funniest thing this character's ever done. But his whole thing is just kind of like a pure little innocent guy. It's very funny, very humorous. I think he's a great character. But yeah, that'll really round it out. I don't know why Ms. Godfrey is in here twice, but I'm going to do some editing. I'm going to go through the tiers and just kind of choose who I think is the best, just so we can get a full, diverse order. And we're going to start at the bottom tier. I think this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep that how it is. I like that. I like that. I think that looks good. I like this. I'm going to move Chad up. I'm going to move Jenny up. But I like that. And then we're going to move Francis up, of course. We're going to put Mr. Rosa at the bottom of awesome tier, but I'm going to keep that how it is. And then finally, I like go to tier as it is. So this is my official Big Nate character rankings from worst to best. If you disagree, if you agree, please let me know in the comments. Please feel free to leave your own rankings. I would love to hear it. If I missed any characters that are somehow, I don't know how I'd miss any of like the big ones, please let me know if I did, and I will happily leave some recognition there. But yeah, this is great. I love this series. I've always loved this series. I think it's fantastic. I think it's probably my favorite book series ever, which is really embarrassing to say as a senior in high school that Big Nate is my favorite book series ever, but I want to say it. I love Big Nate. I don't know why I'm ranting about Big Nate. It's 6:07 p.m. right now. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna edit this and send it out. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Let me know if you want more. Bye.